everyone, welcome to Daily News Analysis. So today we are going to see 3-4 topics for the day, okay, for the 15th April 2026, and I hope everybody is doing well and good, right? Okay. Good morning Venkatatri and good morning Deepesh. It's nice to meet you all. Okay, so you will get this PDF in the description box. You can download it from there, and also you will get this PDF in the Telegram channel as well. Okay, so today we are just going to see certain topics like redistribution of Lok Sabha seats. The draft have been given. Okay, so the Lok Sabha seats will be increased from 540, like 543. So from this, around this too, we will be expecting it to is around 850. Okay, right now it is 543 seats. Okay, around 550 seats. Okay, it will be moving towards 850 seats. Okay, so we will be seeing like what is the logic behind this. Okay, what is the rationality behind this, and what the opposition are claiming about it. Okay, so this is what the first one. So it will be important for us in the GS2 paper. Okay, as it is having the concern of like, see, women representation is one part. Okay, so here in this article we are just going to see how the federal structure is will be disturbed, and also what is the basis of this delimitation. So all these things we are going to see. So major focus will be on GS2 rather than GS1 for the society. Okay, so this is first one, and second one is about the medicalization. This editorial is based upon how the healthcare is being a huge concern nowadays, and what we are actually going with, and how the private players or the pharmaceutical companies are taking the stand here, and how they are actually working on this. Like when there is any outbreak of any health issues or any healthcare, okay, how they are going to these pharmaceutical private players and companies, how they are taking the advantage of these things. Okay, so that we are going to see. And the third one is about the heat crisis. This editorial is also about talking about where the governance is lacking behind. So heat crisis is not only about the climate and everything, it is about the government also should take place. The government should also take steps to control all those heat crises and give the solution based upon what the governance related solutions they have to give in. So that is what this article is about. Again, GS2 paper. Okay, when it comes to the food waste, this is in the page of opinion. Just read about it, because India, the global index report have been given. Okay, in that India's place also have mentioned. For prelims you can use those things. Okay, good morning study points. Okay, and good morning Thomas. Okay, so these are the topics for the day. Let's move. Okay, the first one is about center moves interstate redistribution of Lok Sabha seats based on 2011 census. So if you see here, the major point here is the quoting the women representation of like, okay, 1/3, which is 33%. Okay, the seats will be reserved for women, right? So quoting this, right now the draft have been proposed in the Lok Sabha that we are going to increase the number of seats in Lok Sabha, from around 550 nearly to 850. Okay, so this is what the major thing is. So certain things we have to see here is about, so this 550 seats that we already have, to be precise, the seats that have been like 543 seats are here, right? So based upon this, if there is any increase in the number of seats, it can be done. Okay, if the major idea is about the women representation, so you can done this women representation in this seats only. Why do you want to increase the Lok Sabha seats to 850 seats? So it is more than half of the seats have been increased, right? So nearly half of the seats have been increased. So what the opposition are questioning here is, see, if your concern is about the women representation, you could have bring it in this seat only, but tagging the women representation as an advantage so that people will not question you, you are going forward for this delimitation. So when it comes to the delimitation, some people might think like delimitation is good because nowadays the data have been changed, so why don't we go for the delimitation? But problem here is there is there is no equity distribution when it comes to this representation. The delimitation is somewhere or the other critical because northern states have not gone through the 1960s population control measure scheme. Okay, then it have been introduced, okay, in 1960s. Okay, at that time the government advised all the state governments and the union territory governments to control their population. Okay, so based on that, the population control, southern states have controlled their population. They have a high positive level of population at that time. But when we look into the northern belt of the India, okay, they didn't achieve much higher population control measures. Okay, so problem here is the outburst of the population in the northern belt and the very less population after the control, the minimal or the feasible amount of population in south, it is showing the imbalance. So what they have did, so the seats have been allocated based upon 1971 census. Okay, because after the population control, this was the first census, and they after the population control measure, this was the first census, and this have been made. So from this they have made the Lok Sabha seats. Okay, and it was like proposed to it was proposed to freeze the seats because when we got to know like there is an unequal distribution of this, there is no common achievement of this population control measure. So what they have did, they have freezed this Lok Sabha seat. Okay, so with 42nd Amendment Act, with 42nd Constitutional Amendment Act, what they did, they have freezed the seats till 2001. Okay, even the proposal have come in between like 1991 and everything, but still it have finally it have been important because it can change the balance of power between North and South India. Yes, Venkatari, we will coming to those points one by one. First, we will understand like what is the background about it. Okay, then we will be coming to the point which Venkatari told us. Okay, so based upon this, after this, it have been freezed till 2026 as well. Okay, now also state governments are asking, like the regional state governments are asking, like see, still we have to prolong this at least 25 years more. We have to freeze the seats because that's how we would be able to get the equity distribution of the seats. Okay, problem here is this have been done. Okay, now the government is facing that see right now we have to give the representation for women, so that we have to increase the count of the Lok Sabha seats, right? So the opposition comes in this area, certain things where we are coming for the major objective, that is what about the distribution quality. Okay, when if you see, okay, when UP is getting, you all know delimitation process, right? So the number of seats will be allocated based upon the population. Okay, proportionate to the population they will be giving. Like if it is 10 lakh people in one area, one representation will be given, one Lok Sabha seat will be given to them. Okay, so that is what the thing is. So when it comes to the distribution here, north, they are having high population, right? So they will be getting higher representation. This we have already discussed multiple times, right? There should be no no doubt here. And when it comes to the south, it is lesser population, so their seats they will be getting will be lesser representation. So for in the terms, if you see, okay, there will be high in the UP case with this figures. Okay, you can read it from here. Okay, with UP, if you see, like around 53 seats will be increased. Okay, but when it comes to Tamil Nadu, Kerala, like that, it will be like 23 seats will be increased, and some place they have a very minimal increased representation. So if you see the figures, here it is 53 and here it is 23. Are you able to see the weightage there, the imbalance there? So this will be eventually resulting in where federal structure. Okay, so if higher representation is from the north, if the north is having the higher majority in the Lok Sabha, the schemes, the fund and also the ideologies of north side will be more represented than the south. Okay, so here they are thinking about the federal structure, because see, if union is being very like strong with the majority, the south cannot oppose. The opposition people will not be having the proper hold, right? So when there is no proper majority in the opposition area, so they will not be getting the criticisms will not be proposed, and the problems cannot be proposed in a equity manner. So that is a major thing where the power struggle will be there. So there will be a conflict between the north administration and the south administration. So for the federal structure imbalance, we have to revisit this. And why, if you see the states where they are losing their seats, okay, basically it is from south Tamil Nadu, okay, first is about Tamil Nadu, okay, and also Telangana, Karnataka and West Bengal. So if you see all these things, okay, so these are like not a pro government. What is not against the government? See, they are different regional parties, right? They are not the ruling parties. They are not the part of the ruling party right now, right? So this is one of the chance for them to dilute the problem here, because if they are mostly focusing on the elections, they will not be focusing on what this kind of drafts, right? So this is a major concern right now, they are bringing it. So if you see here, women representation is just a tagline, okay, it has been claimed like that, and the most of the aim of the proposal is to for the delimitation. Okay, so clear till now? Is there any doubt? Okay, so you all know how the delimitation will be working, right? So delimitation committee will be formed. They will be giving the, after the census, delimitation committee will be formed. They will be giving the proposals, and based upon that, the Lok Sabha seats will be revised. Clear till now? You just have to think. And this delimitation that is going to do right now, based upon this, what? It is going to be based upon the census of 2011. So here one advantage point here is about 2011 census, which is still now working, right? So if there is any if there is no new data, okay, it is showing that we are going with the old data only, but we are giving women representation. So with this statement, the government is taking the positive side, and there will be less opposition. So they have diluted the opposition in certain things. Ma'am, these articles useful to this news, right? Yes, it is. Excuse me. Article 82 is confirm. You have to be there. Article 82 is very useful here. It is mandatory. 327. Parliament has power to make laws for delimitation. Yeah, you can skip 170 here because it is not that much relevant. Article 82 and 327 is important here. Okay? And major again. Article 327, we will come to one by one. Okay? So based upon this 2011, what they have diluted the opposition like. So the data is older one only, not the new one. Okay. So, and the second one is about the women reservation. So when whomsoever is opposing this draft, they will be taglined with like they are against the women representation. So this is a major thing they have very politically wisely they have brought in right now. Okay, this is just for your understanding only, not don't use this in the paper. Okay. Okay, when it comes to Article 82, the parliament can change Lok Sabha seats, right? So this have been given to them. And apart from that, when it comes to the delimitation process by Article 327, the process should be like, if there is any amendment or if there is any changes majorly, it should be in line with the constitution also. If there is any changes have to be made in this delimitation process, or if there is any changes have to be made in the core structure of federal power distribution in the federal structure, that has to be consulted with constitution. So this you have to keep it in mind. Okay, if there is any other doubt, you can ask me, otherwise we will go forward. Okay. So Constitutional Amendment Act, so the data you have to just for your understanding, because here if you see, okay, so this Lok Sabha seats rise from 38 to 43, okay, while the southern states will be having shrink from 24 to 20%. Okay, so these are like number of, just to understand. Okay, so it is not, you don't want to represent these numbers in your paper, just for your understand, like where they will be having higher and where they will be having lower representation. Okay, clear? Okay, shall we move? Okay, then comes our next one, alarming rise of medicalization in India. Here certain things we have to keep in mind is, this article says that, okay, Air India have recently proposed, if anybody is obese, okay, their salary will be cut down and also they will be moved out of the job. Okay, so here the problem here is, we can say this kind of initiatives will be improving the health quality of every individual. Okay, so if one company is starting with this, okay, the announcement by the Air India, where there will be pay cuts, there will be salary deduction, and even they will be fired from the works because of the continuous things, like higher BMI. Okay, so if your excess of your body mass, okay, BMI, it will be what, it will be like you will be losing your salary and also you will be going out with your jobs after certain point of time. Okay, so this is a major thing. So it may seem like you're focusing on, you're implementing certain things to improving the healthcare and the health of any individual, but here it is not that positive. Here we have to see other things, where, did you all remember this GLP-1 drug, right? So which will be curtailing your hunger, and it will not be, it will be helpful for you to control your appetite, and it will be helping you to lose your weight, right? So when there is this obesity is talking about, the solution where we are going with the medicalization, which is GLP-1. So generally if you see what is, there is a notation. Okay, in this it have been discussed when it comes to obesity. Okay, so it is proposed like it will be prosperity. Okay, so if somebody is very heavy, very healthy, okay, so healthy in the sense, but healthy. Okay, so when we see them, it will be like, you eat lot, right? You will be having so much money to eat. So this will be the obesity always seen in the eye of prosperity. Okay, and when it comes to the malnutrition and the micronutrition deficiency, it will be seen as deficiency. Okay, so the problem here is both are issues only, right? The stunting, wasting and everything is all, both are about the illness of the health, right? So obesity is also not good, where your hypertension, diabetes and also even certain liver based, lung based problem also will be happening because of this obesity. Liver is because of the jaundice, right? So all these things are somewhere or the other it is ill to our health, right? But when it comes to the malnutrition, the different eyesight is there. When it comes to obesity, it is different, but this is not the core problem here. The problem is about how this health problems are being taken into the advantage, how these problems are used by the pharmaceutical companies. Okay, so how India is being allowed for all these pharmaceutical products. If you see, okay, if you see the core problem, like where we have started with this obesity, like earlier we were going with a lot of physical activities, right? Like agriculture or any other work. Okay, it was completely your body have been adapted to that open spaces. Okay, the physical activity, right? But eventually what happened is, the lifestyle have been changed due to urbanization and due to certain changes in the lifestyle and also in the surroundings. We have gone with multiple habit like alcohol. Okay, some people say that I take alcohol for social, I'm a social drinker only. So see, even if you take it for one time or twice or thrice, poison is poison only. So these kind of socializing certain things like alcohol, smoking, and also certain things which is not good, okay, eventually that will be affecting your mental health, right? Stress will be there, the working hours, okay, and the transportation, migration, urbanization, everything is somewhere or the other connected. We will be seeing one by one, okay. So what here is about the changes in the lifestyle, the changes in the environment right now, it is hitting on the human health, be it mental, be it physical, okay. So it is hitting on the things. So what here, like instead of we are focusing on the permanent solution and the reliable solution, instead of that we are going for a shortcuts like immediate solution that we are looking hereafter. So the problem here is, see, obesity is there, okay. So for that what I have to do, the solution what it should be, it has to be, I should have the open spaces, okay, good food, I should have a good environment where I can go for the physical activities like walking, jogging, whatsoever it is, okay. And also what would be the other thing, like my sleep cycle should be good. So all these things are very important to curtail this obesity. But instead what we are going through, like we are going for the medicines that is reducing our appetite, where it is one of a good thing, okay. To an extent it is good because your appetite is less, so you will not be eating much, like junk can be cut down at there. But the problem is extended to certain issues like the muscle will be reduced, the muscle reduction will be there. It is not only about your fat, it is even reducing your muscles, which is not good for you, okay. It is called sarcopenia, okay. Yes, here it is, if you want to see, okay, it is here, the sarcopenia, where your muscle will be like deteriorated, okay, it cannot be reversible also. So the effects of these things, for the immediate solution, the effects are being high and we are giving upon more on this immediate solution. So the article is telling that, okay, so there should be certain concerns that have to be taken care by the government, where the urbanization, rapid urbanization, this has to be taken care, the city planning has to be taken care, because if I'm not open to the open spaces, what I will do, right? So if I have no public spaces to go and work or something, so this is one of a major issue. The food and the lifestyle, okay, if there is any congestion in my area, or if there is any like if there is no proper city planning in my area, this will be affecting in my lifestyle as well. What is city planning? It is not only about creating a park or something, the distance between the office and the home, the travel time, and also the other feasibilities, the accessibilities of for other spaces also. So that is what here they are talking about, the urbanization, higher migration, so where the rural areas are left and the higher population is been congested in the urban areas, and there is a lot of traffic and there is a lot of like stress. The work life is also like there is no work life balance also, okay. So you might have seen in the videos also, the Delhi metro that you have seen, like he is working in the metro, right? So these kind of things have to be taken care. So that is what been majorly discussed here, okay. So when it comes to the health, it is, be it obesity, be it malnutrition, it have to be addressed with the governance interventions, and it should not be taken the immediate solution with the government for certain medicines, like, because if you see in Indian market, okay, so the pharmaceutical solution that have given is okay, 40 products like GLP have came into India, which is like which name is, just a second, I just want to remember the name, I forgot its name, let me check with the Okay. Okay, I'll mention this later. Okay, I just have to semaglutide. Okay, so they have introduced 40 products related to this. Okay, so these kind of things will be impacting, like where when there is a health issue have been proposed, so immediately this immediate solutions, the shortcut solutions are coming in, which is not going to help us in the real terms. Instead, it is going to help, it is going to deteriorate certain things. See, medicines are necessary for those who cannot go beyond certain things. It is necessary for them, but it should not be the only solution. There should be a feasible solution for that. The long term solution should be given by the government. Okay, so that is what been given here. The data here is like every 1 people from 10 they will be having obesity, which will be leading to the like cardiac arrest and cardiac issues, and apart from that fatty livers. Okay, and many other diabetics. All these are based upon this obesity only. So read this topic. Okay, it is very good, and these are the things that we have talked here, are the major things that have been said here. Okay, so they have also talked about the thin fat also, so read about thin fat as well. Okay, okay, is there is any other doubt? And they have given the data like overall how India is having this immediate solutions for these health wise issues. Okay, so that is what from this. So maintaining your BMI is very much important. It should not be for your office, it should be for your own convenience. Okay, so maintaining your health, maintaining your lifestyle is very much important nowadays, because the food that we are in consuming, and the pollution that we are facing, and also other things, the certain things that we are facing, it should be it is very hazardous to our health. Instead, we have to focus upon how to come out of those things with the proper solution. Okay, so this is what important. Then shall we move to the next one? Mapping the legislative vacuum in India's heat crisis. So here, if you see the heat crisis, okay, extreme heat has undergone a profound geographic and demographic shift. Okay, the transition from a seasonal hardship to a systematic national crisis, here they are making it as a national crisis. Okay, and problem here is heat crisis have not been mentioned in national like disasters. Okay, so it have not been mentioned in that. Mithun, I already have told you, like regarding the analytical skills. See, first thing, if you are a beginner, just instead of going to the novels, you can go for the newspaper first. Okay, and if you still like already you are in the reading habit, and if you wanted to go for, but then I'm explaining it for you only. Okay, if you wanted to, if you have already the reading habits, then you can go for the books like 1984, which I have mentioned earlier, and also Before Every Good Decision. So these are like very nice novels I have heard. See, I haven't read, but I got to know from my friends. So they suggested me this novel 1984 and also the Before Every Good Decision. Okay, so these novels you can try, Mriton. Okay, and if you are a beginner, I would suggest again to go for, see, certain things, like you can read about Kautilya also. He is also very his proposal is also very good. So read about Kautilya, and if you are a beginner, go for the newspaper, I would suggest. And if you have already read, you can go for those books that I have told you. Okay, but see, you cannot always rely upon like one particular source for analytical skills. Your work also, your smart work also have to be done there. Okay, so that you have to keep in mind. Coming back to the heat waves, heat crisis. Okay, if you see, yesterday only we have talked about the Bangalore and water scarcity, right? So there we have mentioned the temperature have also gone high. It is like every time the Bangalore has to have a cool atmosphere, but right now it is having the heat. Ma'am, I can prefer time of India. Yeah, it's up to you. Okay, if you are a beginner, you can go for times of India also. That is also a good one. Okay. So at that time, what we have saw is like the temperature. Okay, the temperature is going high, and if you see the nature of Bangalore, for example, I'm taking, so it is a highly crowded area, right? Densely populated, and if you see the houses, it will be like this. So in the geography, if you have already studied, the heat penetration will be like, the insulation will be how? Okay, so the heat will be trapped. Okay, there is no the heat cannot go out, right? So it will be trapped here only. So if you are inside the house, if you are inside the office, you will be using the AC, but the AC outer will be emitting the heat. So what here it is, the emitting heat will be increasing the atmosphere heat even more. So the problem here is the heat crisis. It's not only about the insulation, it is about the trapping the heat also. So what it will be eventually doing, it will be affecting the people. So those who are sitting inside the house, those who are sitting inside the air conditioned space, they will not be having much issues, though they will be having health issues, but when it comes to the heat waves or heat crisis, it will not be affecting them. But the problem here is the many people, okay, who are working outside these spaces, generally who are working in the open spaces, it will be affecting them, because the increased temperature will be eventually what it will be having, their electrolytes will be dried up, right? Their body fluids will be dried up, and so that their energy will be going down. If their energy is going down, they cannot work. So if they cannot work at their fullest, their income will be curtailed. So it is about, okay, so the energy that they have will be going down, and where they will not be getting their proper income also. So the productivity goes down here, right? So which will be eventually giving the imbalance in the income also, and it will be giving the imbalance growth in the society. Okay, where the people who have already have the money, they will be with the higher productivity, they will be moving forward, and the people who are losing their productivity because of the higher heat, it is coming down, their productivity is coming down, and their livelihood is being affected here. This is one of the factor here. Okay, and apart from that, the major thing is like we are cut downing the trees so much. Okay, so if you see how much trees we are cutting down and we are not rerouting them, it is eventually what? It is eventually increasing the higher temperature only. So it is not only about the urbanization. Okay, again it is coming under the demography, urbanization, and when it comes to the deforestation or the cutting down the trees. Okay, and other thing here is about, okay, so apart from this, there is the heat trapping is also there. Okay, so this is making the India facing all these heat crisis. This is making the India to face all these heat crisis, and there is no proper solution for this, because the state used to give certain funds for national disasters, right? Like around 10% something. But here, when the heat crisis is not been indicated in the national disaster, okay, where they will be getting very less fund to work on this. So to work on this, what they have to do, like they have to plan accordingly, they have to give the forest, they have to reaffirm the forest, right? So the afforestation has to be done, and also many other sources like providing the water. Okay, in summers generally we will be having less water availability. Okay, so to enhance all those things, to take out the sources that is increasing the heat, so all these needs high investments. So there they need to focus on the things. Okay, so this here one more thing they have stated, that is about in the Factories Act 1948. Okay, okay, it have been mentioned only about how the working environment should be in the indoors. It have not been mentioned about, it have neglected the outdoor environment. Okay, so those who are working inside, they should be having the safety measures, and also the equipments they have to use. All these have mentioned in the Factories Act of 1948, but when it comes to the outdoor thing, it is nowhere mentioned. So the government has to come up with those articles and also the schemes where the outdoor and the indoor lifestyle of the employees have to be taken care, so that the environmental problem also will be solved there. Okay, so that we will be coming out of this heat crisis very soon. Okay, and one more thing here is about, see, if you see here, okay, this might help you in the Article 21. So can you list down what are all the new things that we have read from Article 21? Here they have mentioned about right to cool. Okay, in 2024 Supreme Court have given this verdict. Right to cool is also coming under Article 21. So if you see, like the right to life is being keep on extended with these real time problems. Okay, whenever there is a arisal of any problem, so at that time we have to see. Okay, so earlier it was dignity. Okay, right to know also came, right to die also came, right? So all these things are with Article 21. So in this year we have gone through, in this last 2-3 months we have gone through certain new rights from Article 21, right? So you have to take a look into it. Okay, so the right to cool is a fundamental right now since 2024 judgment, so we have to just revisit it. Okay, so that is what this have been given. So here what they are suggesting, the government should launch suitable provisions for financial compensation to cover the loss of income incurred when heat extremes prevent work. So it should be like the funds also given to be the state governments, where they will be working upon the solutions. Okay, and also there should be certain compensation should be given to the people who are working in the outdoors, so that as their productivity gone through because of this heat crisis. Okay, so these are the things that they have suggested. Just go just read about it, you will get an idea. Okay, so majorly here the affected people are the frontline workers only. Like if you see, the frontline workers only will be having huge health impacts, and also the economical impacts will be on them only. Okay, so here if you see the topic food waste, India is having its own second place in global food waste index. Okay, so it is after China, India in the second place. Okay, who's having larger food waste. Here the food waste is about 2-3 dimensions. One is we are having enough production. Okay, we are storing it also. Okay, the production is good. Okay, it is feasible only. The problem here is production is good, consumption, when it comes to weddings, events, or any celebrations, okay, the food will be wasted in tons and tons. If you see the like the proportionate, okay, if it is like 10 member gathering, there the 4 people's food will be wasted there. Okay, so the consumption here is about excess waste, and other side it is hunger. So if you see two contradictory things, though we have production, the food is not going to the hunger people, instead it is going for what? Waste. So the United Nations Environment Program, they have produced the index where the higher level of food is being wasted in India, and they have given the figures also. Okay, you can read these figures from here. Okay, and the major thing is about, okay, everywhere the food waste is happening, even like Japan, Germany. In Japan, in a festival, they actually wasting their food. Okay, so all these things, like the global countries are having this problem, but when it comes to India, we are having more, like we are in the second place of this. Okay, so here we have to focus on certain things where the hunger and malnutrition are one side. Okay, this is one side, and we are going with the obesity that we have shown, right? Okay, this is not the major issue, but here this is the major thing. Okay, and apart from that, what we could see here, the wastage of the waste management, how we are getting, because if you see the waste of lot of food waste that we are emitting, right, it is increasing the greenhouse gases also. So somehow or the other, moving towards the cleaner energy is one of our aim, but somewhere or the other, indirectly we are increasing, knowingly or unknowingly, we are increasing the greenhouse gases emission. Okay, they will be emitting the methane. So environmentally also it is not good, because food waste eventually it will be decomposed. That is not a problem, but the waste management where it have been treated, and also this greenhouse gas emission, so this is also a major concern. So food waste is not stopping with only in that case, it is about somebody's hunger, it is about the greenhouse gas emission, and also the waste management where the government has to take care of. Okay, and one more thing, so it is not stopping from here, it is also having the problem of the resources that have been utilized during the production of these food products. For example, if for the rice we are having 5000 liters of water, we need to produce 1 kg of rice, right? So all those 5000 liters of water have been wasted here when there is a wastage of food. So the resources that we are using is keep on wasted, and that is creating a chaos also. Okay, so apart from that, Niti Aayog report have told that, okay, post harvest handling inefficiencies, here they have mentioned about whom also, the Food Corporation of India also, the storage facilities. If you see the warehouse facilities in India, when it comes to private, they have air conditioned, and there is a lot of proper warehouse settlement have been given. But when it comes to the government side, it is mostly of the open spaces. Okay, there is no proper like warehouse setup is not in that much. The rats are coming, the rodents are coming. Okay, so all these are like somewhere or other showing the post harvest handling inefficiencies. Okay, so inadequate covered storage facilities, under investment in cold chain infrastructure, and timely mechanism support. And also here one more thing, grading and standardization, packing, everything is okay. The transportation, if we are working upon the warehouse handling the things, and the other thing is about the transportation, where during transportation also your perishable goods could go bad, right? So again it is somewhere or the other giving the much higher food waste. So what we have to do here is, we have to make waste visible, make saving rewarding. So here, if there is any food waste has been controlled, at that time we have to reward them, and apart from that, we have to maintain proper storage warehouse facilities, and also we have to take care about the logistics or the supply chain, like from production to consumption. So the food waste should have to be maintained. Okay, so this is a major concern here. You can read here. They have given the report of like how Germany, how much Germany has been wasting their food. Okay, the details have been given. Okay, here it is have been mentioned. Okay, Japan, which is long celebrated for its culture of Motainai, which is zero waste. Okay, deep-rooted ethic of zero waste. They will be having waste merely 5.2 million tons of food annually. So this is one of a good thing. Okay, so apart from that, the lesser wastage. Okay, so this have been observed globally. There is a lot of million tons, billion tons of food have been wasted. So this United Nations Environment Program released the index where the food waste and the amount of food waste have been mentioned, and who is in the top model, all these have been mentioned. Around from 123 countries. Earlier we were like 111, then we have moved now to 102. Okay, so this is the index value of India in this concern. Okay, just read about it. This is, if you will be reading, you would be able to see this kind of articles where one core problem is taken and the multiple dimensions are being discussed. That will be helping you in the analytical skills also. And second thing is about okay, apart from this will be helping you in understanding different dimensions to keep giving your answer papers. Okay, so this is the major thing that that is for the day. If you have any doubt, please let me know, otherwise we will wind up the session. Okay, so Mritun, I think you have got your novels that have been suggested, and Krupali, thank you so much. Thank you for joining the session. We will meet tomorrow. Okay, thank you so much. And if there is any doubt, you can let us know, otherwise we will wind up the session. Okay, should I wait for the comments or shall we move? I hope there is no doubt. Then we will see tomorrow. Okay, thank you.